Good morning on day 42 on the Pacific Crest Trail. That's where we're heading. First, we're going to stop at Mountain Hardware, and those guys have been absolutely wonderful. Well-stocked hardware store, but also lots of backpacking supplies. We got some freeze-dried meals, and we also got a new water filter. We're going to stop by and drop off some things at the hiker box there. A lot of hiker-friendly towns have facilities, hotels, or businesses that have hiker boxes, which are just boxes where hikers can leave things they don't need so other hikers can use them. So we're going to drop a couple extra things off and also maybe do a pack weigh-in.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is the hiker box, and a lot of hikers will leave things they don't need, and it's like treasure to hikers that can use them. It looks like we have a little login board here. Alrighty, and this is Jane's pack with almost 3 liters of water and 4 days worth of food. Looks like it's a solid 25 pounds, which is not too bad.
30 and a little.
Alrighty, and Brian's just a hair over 30.
It's their own lock.
So we are walking back up this hill we went up yesterday, doing a road walk, but it's a very, very quiet road walk since the road is closed. That's the road I just hiked up from. Down at the parking lot below is Vincent Gap, and that's where the trail opened back up. Brian opted to take a road walk. He didn't really want to push his knee, which is starting to feel better, thankfully. And so I am hiking solo right now, and he's going to do a few mile road walk. He actually took a bunch of weight off of me, my food bag, which is probably at least 7 pounds, and my electronics bag, which has my battery bank brick, which is almost 6 ounces, and cables. So probably 7 or 8 pounds lighter going up this mountain, which is nice. And then I plan to go up Baden-Powell, which is a very high peak, and it is actually a side trail. There's a spur trail off of the PCT to go up it. So I will see you down trail. Well, I've been climbing for about 3 miles, and it's 1 more mile to the spur trail, and then another 912 feet from the start of the spur trail to the summit of Baden-Powell. But I'm just enjoying a nice quiet break up here now that I'm past all those crows. Just leaving the summit of Mount Baden-Powell, named after the founder of Scouting. And we are at 9,406 feet. Mount Baden-Powell is the 4th highest peak in the San Gabriel mountain range. And downward I go, back to meet Brian in another 2.5 miles. But it should be all downhill from here. Well, it's almost all downhill from here. Just that little climb in the background. PTV would call that a pimple. And another little climb. Looks like, as always, I spoke too soon. Good thing Brian's not with me. He'd be yelling at me. So I got a text from Brian that said he's going to meet me 3 miles past the point we had originally agreed on, but I don't have a signal to return the text. So I'll keep trying for that. Just 3/10 of a mile to Little Jimmy's. And there's a stream there, but I think it's also a campground. We'll be there soon. Well, lots of campsites here. This is a really nice campground, complete with pit, toilet, and a bear box. Store your food in at night. So I'm at the campground and finally had enough of a signal to call Brian, and he was doing his road walk, and we were originally going to meet at Dawson's Saddle, but he continued to walk, and then we planned to meet at this Little Jimmy's campground. But now he's looking for a way to get up to the campground from Route 2. Alrighty, we are wrapping up day 42 on the Pacific Crest Trail, and we were happy to be back on the actual trail today. We left our hotel room and we got a hitch up until to the point where the road was closed. And thank you, Joshua, for that ride. He was on his way to work, brought us up real quick, and then we did a almost 6 mile road walk until the PCT was open again. And so I jumped on the trail there, and Brian continued to do a little bit longer road walk. And we just met back up about an hour ago. So it was a long day for both of us. From Vincent Gap, where the parking lot was, where the trail opened again, it was a 4 mile hike, basically straight up. Lots of switchbacks, but around every corner you just kept going up. There was no ridge walk at all, so that was kind of tough. But before I left the parking lot, Brian had offered to take a lot of weight. So he had my food bag and my electronics bag. So that was probably about 7 or 8 pounds. So that was a much easier hike for me, even though it was a lot of climbing. And then my highlight was there was a spur trail. It was only about a 1/4 mile, but it was 912 feet of elevation. And that went up to Mount Baden-Powell, which you saw footage of. And how was your day, Bri?
Long. It was long. It was, road walks they're necessary evil. I was glad. The plan was to sort of give Jane a little slack. It's called slack packing, and so we did that. And my challenge was that there's all kinds of things that you can't plan for. I'm on Route 2, which is, nice. There are no cars because it's closed down. It had landslides and some other things. But Route 2 is 1,500 feet below the PCT at the trail. So I got to where I wanted to go to this spring that feeds this area, except there was no way to get from the road to, there's no trail. I looked and looked.
It was 4 miles earlier.
So 4 miles earlier, what, the trail?
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole nother issue. It was not an easy day. So I did a hand over hand, rock over rock, up through this ravine, up to the top of the trail. And that took me about 45 minutes, just grinding my way up the hill a little bit at a time. And I don't know that I was really excited about that at the end of the day. It might have been a little more work than I was looking for. But I'm up here.
We reunited, and we are at Little Jimmy's campground, which is basically a very remote campground. It has picnic tables and several sites, and there are actually pit toilets here. So we're here for the night. We have another 60 miles till the next town, and we'll be back at it in the morning.
Yep. See you down trail.
All right. Good night.
Good night.